Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is your Arabic teacher Sam and you are watching the Arabic with Sam channel. A very warm welcome to episode 5 of the Arabic Book Corner series that we're doing here on the channel. I pray that you guys are well, I hope you've had a productive week and I hope studying is going really well. So this week we're obviously talking about David Cowan's Modern Literary Arabic. This is a book which I bought in my first year of university. This and the Hansver Dictionary were kind of the two most important bonus resources that we had at university, I think, and something that I really like about this is, firstly, obviously, as you can tell from the title of the book, is that it is literary Arabic, right? Like, it is all standard Arabic. There's no interest in hearing dialects, no interest in hearing colloquialisms or in idiomatic expressions or anything like that. It is an entirely, literary Arabic book, and because of that, everything is grammatically correct, and all of the harakat and all of the case endings are in here, and that is a real point of importance for this book. It is nice how small it is. It is small and it does fit on your shelf very nicely, which is something that obviously I like very much as a person who's very person who's OCD and a person who loves a bit of organisation. That's something that's very important to me. So so really this is a grammar book. It's called Modern Literary Arabic, but it's essentially a grammar book. Like, it's essentially a list of topics. It's essentially a list of grammatical topics in the Arabic language, but it is organised to be a course, right? Like like each of the chapters does say lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. So it is like it is actually written and designed to be a course. So even though it is like a reference work in many ways, like it's, even if you have a foundation in Arabic and you just wanted to go and recap on idafas, you could just go and look at the entry under idafas in here. Or if you did just want to have a recap on al-fi'l al-amr or al-awamir, and you wanted to just check out the awamir, then you could just check out those lessons, right? And so it is really good like that. It is a reference work, but as I say, it is also it is also accumulative, right? Like, if you did just pick this up and you just wanted to work through it like you would a course, then you could. I mean, if we have a little look, we'll bust it open and have a little look. So in the beginning, first lesson, Arabic alphabet, right? As you'd expect, pronunciation and consonants, vowels, double consonants, tenween, hamza. There's loads of stuff on actually the foundations of actually reading and writing Arabic, and then you'll move into quite basic things: the article, gender, nominal sentences, singular personal pronouns, interrogative particles, and then you move all the way up to more complicated things like dates, different forms of verbs, irregular verbs and stuff like that. So so it is actually one of the books that really kind of inspired my book, the Arabic in 60 Steps program. I mean, like, if we were to have a look at the course book for my program, like, if you were to look at the contents page, it does very much look like a grammar book. It looks like a reference work for grammar. But just like David Cowan's book, like, I've organised it and structured it into a way that's accumulative, right? So you begin with things that are accessible for beginners, and then you build on them, right? And my curriculum is written to be what we call a spiral curriculum, which we can maybe talk about in another video. If you wanted me to actually do this as one of the next videos that we do, because obviously we're in week 5 now of doing these book reviews, and if you wanted me to include the Arabic in 60 Steps workbook as one of the books that we review over the next 5 weeks, then we could absolutely do that. So but anyway, so back to David Cowan. Everything in here is, although it is a grammar book, and you would expect it to kind of be quite classical in its style because of that. You would expect it to be like a book of Nahu, and you'd expect it to have very kind of classical, traditional Arabic titles, right? But it doesn't. It's all like Orientalist and Western study of Arabic titles. Like in the actual Arab world, when they teach Arabic, you don't use terms like broken plural, You'd say a jum'a taksir. You'd use the actual Arabic term for it, and as I say, like, you wouldn't say the imperative, You'd say al-fi'l al-amr, or you'd say al-awamir, if you're talking about all of the imperatives. You don't use terms like our study of Arabic here in the West. We've inherited a lot of things from Latin, like Latin study. We've inherited, like, when you talk about cases in Latin, where you have things like the genitive, the accusative, and the nominative, and even in German, I think there's another case called the dative or something like that. But anyway, we've inherited those terms and we apply them to Arabic. So there's a whole lesson in here on the genitive, whole on the accusative and the subjunctive. Like, those are all terms that the actual Arabic tradition don't use, right? They have their own terms for that. But yeah, but I use all of them, by the way. Like in my program, we use all of them, and we actually use them all kind of synonymously, and we kind of learn as we go that they're all the same thing, right? Like the importance is just how it's used in Arabic. Like that's what's important, rather than the actual names of it. So the quicker you can kind of ground those different terminologies in context, the better. But yes, that's what this is like. This is what this is like. Modern literary Arabic. Its contents pages is an accumulative, reference, an accumulative reference work, I suppose, of different grammatical topics. And in each one of the lessons, as I said, there's an explanation and then examples, all with harakat, and it is all very clear. There are no typos or anything like that. There's no kind of ugly. Some books will use really horrible font for Arabic, but it's not like that. It is really clear, and as I say, all of the harakat, but not only the harakat, also the case endings as well, which is really useful for students. And then at the end of every lesson, there'll be reading practice as well. So, the author, David Cowan, will create an exercise, a reading exercise, and then there'll also be a translation of it as well. So there's kind of a good opportunity to do parallel readings as well with, Arabic to English. So yeah, I think it's a really good book. With it being a really good book, it is, it is a little bit more expensive, really. Like these books, it's quite an old book now, but they are a little bit more expensive. I mean, I think you can get hold of them about £30. Well, I've written down. Yeah, so typically they're about £35. Typically, like if you buy it from an actual bookshop or whatever, about £35 for this book. But you can get hold of it on Amazon a bit cheaper, like £28. I did find one on Amazon for, but it is a book that I really like. It is kind of similar to there's this book by Alan Jones, an Oxford University one. It's a bright green one. Many of you will have seen it before. Just called Arabic Through the Quran, and it reminds me a lot of that. There's a lot of kind of books for learning Arabic that are like that. That are kind of they're kind of an accumulative reference. Is kind of a way of putting it. Like it's an accumulative set of topics, right, that are in a certain order for you to study them in order, but they are also a reference work. Like if you did want to think of relative clauses, you could just go to relative clauses and just learn that lesson if you wanted to. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but obviously it's about literary Arabic rather than just the Quran, and and that's what it is. So I think I've kind of covered everything that I wanted to for that particular book. So if you have any kind of ideas or suggestions that you would like me to cover in the upcoming episodes of the Arabic Book Corner, then please do let me know, because I'm planning the next batch of 5 now, because we're going to kind of plan them in batches of 5. We'll kind of do 5 books and we'll announce to the audience these are the 5 books that we're going to be reviewing, and then we'll do another 5 books and another 5 books, and perhaps even at some point we might even venture into actual programs, right? Like we might not just do books, we might actually enroll on certain online Arabic programs, and we can actually just review them before you guys need to do them and stuff as well. So or even in-person exams, I mean, we could even have one of us do the GCSE exam and sit the GCSE exam and stuff, and then we can do a review of it and stuff like that. So there's lots of things that we can do, and lots of things that we can review, and lots of things that we can, open the covers a little bit for you to actually get a peek inside some of these resources, so that you can really get the most out of them and you can enjoy them. So that's everything for this video. If you do want to buy this, as always, I'll leave a link in the description of this video, so you can go and buy it, and you can use my link, and that allows me to get commission on anything that you buy on Amazon through that session, right? So if you go ahead and you buy this book, and while you're there you think, I need to buy a new car, and I need to buy a house on Amazon, and I need to buy 4 laptops, and you do all of that in the same session, then it's possible that we can get all of the commission on everything that you buy in that session. So that really helps us. Yeah, that really helps us here at this channel, because it's expensive and very, very time consuming to create videos and stuff and put them out for free for you guys. So if you do want to buy it, then just use our link, inshallah, and that would be very, very much appreciated by us. So that's everything. Keep in touch. If you have any questions about this particular resource, then don't forget to go into the comments section under this video and just comment your questions away. And if there's anything else I can help you with, or anything else you'd like to talk about, you can get in touch with me on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. You can listen to my podcast, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, or you can just email me, arabicwithsam@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.